Laquette.
I'm Tarek Dewey, and this is Patrick Hamilton.
Hi, I'm Patrick Hamilton, and I'm a civil engineer.
Alright, so today we are going to interview Mr. Hamilton. So, Patrick, why did you choose this career?
Well, I always enjoyed mathematics and science, and my father and grandfather were both engineers, and so this career interested me really from high school.
So, what kind of mathematics was needed to prepare you for your occupation now?
You need a lot of mathematics for a career in engineering. In engineering, we use a lot of algebra, trigonometry, and calculus.
So, how do you use these mathematics in your job today?
Today, because I've been in my career for about 30 years, mostly I review mathematics that other people do that are more junior in the profession. But really everything in engineering involves mathematics, so there's a lot of checking calculations that people have done. And also we have a lot of litigation or lawsuits in design and construction, and we get into a lot of analyzing what engineers that have worked on projects, what they've done in their mathematics, and determine if they've done it correctly.
What was one of the more complicated mathematical problems you had to complete in your recent years?
So over the last, let's say 5 years, we've been working on a very difficult mathematical problem involving welds on structural steel. And if you think of if you look up at the ceiling in a Walmart store, structural members that look like trusses, and we had some that had problems with welds. And so if you think about those structural members, they have a lot of angles, and you have to calculate loads in each of those angles, and then you have to calculate the strength of the weld material adequately provide the strength to carry the load that was in each of those angled members. And it was a very complicated problem because there were a lot of assumptions. It wasn't just, there was a lot of trigonometry that was straightforward, but there was a lot of assumption of how much of a weld was adequate.
So, what would be an example that you have experience with of a common or everyday problem that you face that was solved with mathematics?
So maybe not every day, but certainly every year we have many of our stores get very high snow loads on the roof, and we can have hundreds of stores that are in an area that is having a winter storm, and we have to calculate the snow load to determine if it's at safe levels compared to the capacity of the roof. And we have to make decisions about closing stores. If they have too much snow, we can get the snow removed. And so we use a lot of mathematics to determine the capacity of the building and determine the weight that is on it from the snow.
So, what type of formulas do you use to complete these math problems in your occupation?
And many of the formulas are based or derived from calculus, but once those calculus problems are solved, we have formulas. And so a lot of what you do in engineering is using formulas that have been derived from calculus, but now you just use the formulas and plug in the variables to solve problems really in every area of engineering.
Okay, now.
Okay, I'm working through a calculation of a store in Missouri that has reported snowfall on the roof. I've asked the store to go up and weigh a plug of snow that is 1 square feet. And the store has reported that the weight of that is 25 pounds per cubic foot. So I've looked up on the plans for the building that this store has a roof capacity of 20 pounds per square foot. The snow is 6 inches deep, and knowing that the store gave me a density of 25 pounds per cubic foot, I've calculated that my actual load on the roof is 12.5 pounds per square foot. comparing that to my roof capacity of 20 pounds per square foot, and I know that it's okay to leave the store open. They've also reported that there's a large drift on the roof that goes up to the top of the parapet wall on the store, and they have this triangular section that they've reported that is 16, comes back 16 feet from the front of the store. It's 4 feet in depth, and so I'm a little concerned about it because with my 25 pounds per cubic foot, I know that at this point the store has a load of 100 pounds per square foot, and that's a problem because my design is 20 pounds per square foot. So what I'm going to do is have a contractor come out and start removing the snow that has drifted up onto the front of the structure. We have this triangular section here of this drift.
So from interviewing Mr. Hamilton, we really realized how important these more common or basic formulas were in using these in the field of engineering, and how pursuing a career in engineering or mathematics really isn't possible without these first basic steps. It really opened us to see why these formulas were really important and how they can be applied to the real world.
It showed us also that people actually do use this stuff. Like, what we're learning in class happens in real life all the time.